Muletrain!
And it is time now for the Muletrain News Program on this Wednesday, January the 6th, 2016. Brought to you today by the First Bank along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant.
The graveside services for Donald Street, 95 of Muleshoe, was held Tuesday in the O'Donnell Cemetery, where he was laid to rest next to his wife, Elizabeth Street, who died on November the 2nd, 2013. Donald Street died December the 7th, and he was the father of Ruth Locker and Margaret Ann Street, both of Muleshoe. Please remember all the family of Donald Street in your prayers. He was born William Donald Street on February 12, 1920, in Bardeen County to Blanton and Lenora Rogers Street. Donald Street graduated from O'Donnell High School in 1936 and from Texas Tech College in 1944. He married Elizabeth Green in Littlefield February 27, 1947. He moved to Muleshoe to live near his daughter, Ruth Locker, and her family, and they moved here from Earth. He was a veteran of World War II and enjoyed farming, boating, riding motorcycles, and flying. He especially enjoyed his family and teaching his grandchildren to drive. In later years, his great-grandchildren brought him great joy. Survivors are 3 daughters, Ruth Locker and her husband Fred of Muleshoe, Margaret Ann Street, also of Muleshoe, Donna Edwards and her husband Robert of Lubbock, and 1 son, William Blanton Street of Atlanta, Georgia. 7 grandchildren, including Amy Locker Thane and her husband Dustin, Stacy Locker Armstrong and her husband Chad, and of course, they live here in Muleshoe, and Mindy Locker Ash and her husband Brady. Also, there are great-grandchildren who live here. There are 13 great-grandchildren in all, and living here in Muleshoe are Emma and Denton Armstrong. Donald Street was preceded in death by his parents, his brothers, Roger B. and Weldon Street, and his wife, Elizabeth, whom he was married to for 66 years. The Street family asked that memorials be sent to Interim Hospice at 3305 101st Street in Lubbock, Suite 100, and the zip there is 79423. Children's Home of Lubbock, 4404 Idlew Road, Lubbock, 79403, or Cal Farley's Boys Ranch at 600 Southwest 11th Avenue in Amarillo, and that zip is 79101. Donald Street and his daughter, Margaret Ann, lived here in Muleshoe at 1910 West Avenue H. And repeating, Donald Street died December the 7th, and the graveside services were held on Tuesday in the O'Donnell Cemetery next to his late wife, Elizabeth. He was the father of Ruth Locker and Margaret Ann Street of Muleshoe. Alice Hall's funeral services will be held on Friday at 11 o'clock in Kaysville, Utah, and then at noon on Saturday in Vernal, Utah. She formerly lived here in Muleshoe with her husband, D. Hall. They are members of the Mormon Church, and she was the mother of both Wells and Philip Hall, both formerly of Muleshoe. Wells Hall operated Bob Stovall Printing here in Muleshoe, and Philip Hall was a teacher at Muleshoe High School. The funeral service is under the direction of Russon Brothers Funeral Directors of Farmington, Utah. Please remember all the family of Alice Hall in your prayers, and repeating, her funeral services will be Friday at 11 in Kaysville, Utah, and then another service will be held at 12 noon Saturday in Vernal, Utah. She was a member of the Mormon Church, and she is survived by her husband, Dee. They formerly lived here in Muleshoe. Trash collection resumed in Muleshoe on Tuesday morning after our blizzard, and I saw Dr. R.L. Richards on Tuesday afternoon at K&K Pharmacy here in Muleshoe, and he tells me that Muleshoe school buses are still running on the pavement only as of Wednesday. The high in Muleshoe on Tuesday was 37. The low was 28. And we did receive the most beautiful wet snow flurries for just about 30 minutes or so on Tuesday morning, and then some sleet. And we got 7/100ths of an inch of precipitation out of that snow and sleet. And on Wednesday morning at 7, it was 35 degrees. And now, 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications, brings you the weather forecast for Muleshoe, Soudan, Amherst, Earth, and our entire vicinity.
Secure your life with fast technologies available through 5 Area. Whether you're in Muleshoe or anywhere in the world, security and automation services for your home, farm, or business available now through your hometown company, 5 Area. Plans starting now at $20 per month. Fast Technologies offers live and recordable video surveillance. Control your door locks and garage doors, whether you're in your recliner, around the corner, or in Dallas. Lighting control and motion detection. Door and window sensors. Receive alerts through text, email, or phone. Plans again starting at $20 per month. Call today, 5 Area, 806-272-5533, or go by their website at 5area.com. They will also be happy to give you an on-site demo, so stop by their offices today, 302 Uvalde Street on the west edge of Muleshoe. A DSL internet connection is required. That's home, farm, and business security and automation services available through Fast Technologies at 5 Area. Call 806-272-5533 for more information.
Looking at our weather forecast for today, a 20% chance of rain, cloudy with a high near 46 degrees, southwest winds around 10 miles per hour tonight. For Wednesday, a 20% chance of rain before midnight, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly clear, low around 32. Sunny on Thursday, high near 53 degrees. Windy with the west wind 20 to 25 miles per hour, gusts as high as 45. Partly cloudy Thursday night, low around 29. Mostly sunny on Friday, high near 49 degrees. Friday night, a slight chance of rain and snow before midnight, then a slight chance of snow after, mostly cloudy with a low around 23. Chance of precipitation Friday night is 20%. Mostly sunny on Saturday, high near 39 degrees. Saturday night, partly cloudy, low around 19. And repeating our forecast for Wednesday, today in the Muleshoe area, 20% chance of rain, cloudy with a high near 46 degrees. A 20% chance of rain mainly before midnight tonight. Mostly cloudy, low around 32. Then Thursday, sunny, high near 53 degrees. Gusty day, winds can gust as high as 45 miles per hour Thursday afternoon. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low around 29. Of course, it's been quite foggy overnight and this morning here in the Muleshoe area. 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications has presented to you this edition of the weather forecast.
Chips are delicious. Have you been wasting time looking for a good meal? Well, go to Leal's Mexican Restaurant in Muleshoe at 1010 West American Boulevard and try the Irma's Special. If you are under 12, try the grilled cheese. You know Leal's in Muleshoe is the original Leal's Mexican restaurant. I highly recommend it. 5 generations of our family have eaten at Leal's. What did you say, Isla? Chips are delicious.
And this edition of the Muletrain News is brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant, along with the First Bank, where they ask you to check out their website, www.fbmuleshoe.com. Online banking made easy. Transfer funds between accounts, make loan payments, view current and previous statement activity, pay bills online, banking anytime with 24/7 access. Call or come by today, 202 South First Street, 806-272-4515. That's First Bank Online, www.fbmuleshoe.com. The First Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
The Bailey County Relay for Life Mules for a Cure MHS Relay for Life team, in conjunction with the Bailey County Relay for Life, will sponsor a Blackout Cancer Week, January 25th through the 29th. And the very last part of that week will be the highlight, when they will have a blackout home basketball game here at Muleshoe High School between the Lady Mules and the Mules and the Dimmitt Bobbies and Bobcats. That's on January the 29th. And you need to order now your blackout t-shirts. And you can order them through Madison Bammert, or you can call the Muleshoe schools to place your order at each one of the school campuses. But the deadline for placing your order is this Thursday to the school offices. Now that's at Dillman, DeShazo, junior high and high school, all 3. And the t-shirts are short sleeve and they're $18. Then the larger short sleeve are $20, and the baseball style 3/4 sleeve gray and black t-shirts will be $20, and the 2X and 3X baseball style 3/4 sleeve gray and black will be $22. So be sure and contact the Muleshoe School offices, Dillman, DeShazo, junior high or high school, if you want a blackout cancer t-shirt for the January 29th game. Now you can pick up your t-shirt on Wednesday morning, January the 27th, at Lonnie Adrian's Photography and Graffitis, or they will deliver it to the Muleshoe schools, either one. And Madison Bammert can give you more information about that. The week will be filled with activities and education about cancer. The Relay for Life American Cancer Society sponsors, and how students can help support the American Cancer Society in an endeavor to help find a cure for this dreaded disease of cancer. One special highlight, as we have said, will be the Blackout Week, which will end in the blackout basketball game. But also, Pete Christie of Channel 11 KCBD Sports will be visiting Muleshoe, and there will be a Blackout Cancer Challenge game on Channel 11 between the Muleshoe Mules and the Lady Mules, and then Channel 11 sports announcers. The end of the week activity will be the blackout basketball game on the 29th with Dimmitt. And of course, that is a district game. Students, staff, and all Mules and Lady Mule fans are urged to order now their blackout t-shirts and black out the stands on that night and support the Bailey County Relay for Life Mules for a Cure. Now, also, the Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association is sponsoring the t-shirt sale. So every bit of the money will go directly to the American Cancer Society here in Bailey County. So that makes it extra, extra special. You can go to our Facebook, Gil Lamb, or our Twitter account found on our front page of muleshoetv.com in the left-hand corner and get the order form for getting your blackout t-shirts now. Thursday is the deadline to get your orders in, so act immediately. Speaking of the activities in the Muleshoe schools, well, Tuesday night, the Muleshoe Mules played Slayton Tigers and lost 46-37. And before that game, the Lady Mules played Levelland and they lost also 50-32. Now, this Friday, the Lady Mules will be playing here in Muleshoe, Shallowater, and this is a district game. The JV game will be at 5, and then the varsity Lady Mules will play at 6:30 at Muleshoe High School gym. But the Mules, JV, and varsity teams will all be playing at the same time in Idalou. The JV Mules play at 5, and then at 8 o'clock, the Mules will play, and those games will be at Idalou on Friday. Now, starting on Thursday through the weekend, the junior high school 7th and 8th grade girls and boys basketball teams will be playing in the Levelland tournament. And, you know, I still am just amazed out of this very small town of around 5,000 that over the New Year's holiday weekend, we had 2 former residents that were very, very active and 2 major bowl games. And the Orange Bowl, there was, of course, the OU offensive coordinator, Lincoln Riley. And at the Rose Bowl, Dr. Mark Heidel was the director of the University of Iowa band as they played the national anthem before the game started. Dr. Heidel formerly was the Muleshoe High School Mighty M band director. And then, of course, Lincoln Riley is a graduate of Muleshoe High School. And I'm just amazed about that. Something else I'm amazed about. Did you know for the last 25 to 30 years, that Herb and Betty Ramage have volunteered at the Parkview Nursing Care Center to operate the vending machines? Now, what that meant was that they bought all the supplies and then filled the vending machines, and they didn't take any of this money. The money was put in the activity fund for the residents of the Parkview. They took outings to benefit the residents, and they also bought bingo supplies and did so many nice things, all these many 25 to 30 years. And as of January the 1st, Herb and Betty Ramage have actually retired from running the vending machines at our Parkview Nursing Care Center. So that means they started way back in the old location of our nursing home. Another thing, Betty Ramage was working with the nursing home auxiliary way back when Dorothy Green and Laverne James and Faye Porter were also very active in that organization. So we want to salute Mr. and Ms. Herb Ramage of Muleshoe for the years and years of volunteer time and effort they put in at our nursing home here in Muleshoe, Joy Stansel says. Patty and Jeremy Partain and their 3 daughters, Lindy, Courtney, and Natalie, lost everything on Sunday in a fire that completely destroyed their beautiful home located 4 miles north of Highway 70 at the corner of Highway 303 and County Road 44. They were not at home at the time of the accident. They were in Lubbock, and they had gone to church there on Sunday morning and stayed, which wasn't their regular thing that they would do, but to visit friends in Lubbock when they were notified that their home was on fire. Please remember Lindy 4, Courtney 5, Natalie 7, and Jeremy and Patty Partain in your prayers, please. The girls who are older, Natalie and Courtney, attend the Spring Lake Earth schools, and of course the Partain family owns and operates Earth Pump in Earth. You are invited to a retirement reception honoring Muleshoe City Manager David Brunson on Friday afternoon from 2 to 4 at the City Council Chambers in City Hall here in Muleshoe at 215 South 1st Street. David Brunson retired as an excellent Muleshoe City Manager at the end of last year. We'll be back with more Muletrain news and announcement in just one moment, and we'll tell you about how the New York Times reports the blizzard in the Muleshoe area.
Fry and Cox right here in Muleshoe, 401 South 1st Street. They're your headquarters for snow and ice melter. Also, they have a great selection of snow shovels and also heaters. They have great fencing supplies now in stock at 401 South 1st Street, and get 50% off all their Christmas decorations and ornaments now at Fry and Cox, 401 South 1st Street, 806-272-4511. The swing bed program is now available at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center, 708 South 1st Street, for the patient who is no longer in need of acute medical care but is not yet comfortable functioning independently at home. Call today for more information about the swing bed program, 806-272-4524. The Muleshoe Area Medical Center right here in Muleshoe, 708 South 1st Street.
On our Twitter and our Facebook, Gil Lamb, be sure and read the entire story from the New York Times and also another similar story from the Avalanche Journal about the blizzard that buried some dairy cows in the snow with 35,000 dying. There's a quote in the New York Times story from Nancy Beckerink of the Lesbian community, who says, "It was just beyond anything we have ever seen." They moved to the dairy farm, Dutch Road Dairy, in the Muleshoe area from western New York 6 years ago to escape the harsh winters of the Northeast. Her dairy lost 300 of its 2,200 cows, And Nancy Beckering told the New York Times they could lose even more cows, 50 to 75, from frostbite. So be sure that you read those stories on our Twitter and our Facebook from the AJ and the New York Times. And because of the bad weather, there will be no rock on this Wednesday after school for children kindergarten through the 5th grade at the First United Methodist Church. It has been postponed until next week. But you can enjoy the flock of starlings in the sky just out at the edge of Muleshoe that Gil Robert captured with our Channel 6 camera, and it is magnificent. Also, thanks to Donna Locker for her wonderful comment about the Starlings Ballet in the West Texas Muleshoe sky. The new director at the Onita Wagner Senior Citizen Center here on Main Street in Muleshoe is Misty Prater. She started this year. Don't forget, in Lubbock, the exhibit at the Texas Tech Museum of Ansel Adams, premier artist of the 20th century, will close on January the 17th. And if you have not seen it, you must see this beautiful exhibit. It is selections from the Donald H. Arrington collection, and they are open Tuesday through Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday afternoons 1 to 5, and closed every Monday. And of course, parking and admission is free at the museum at Tech, located at 3301 4th Street in Lubbock. And January 17th is the last day of that outstanding exhibit of Ansel Adams' work. Now, Saturday, the Muleshoe High School speech and debate students of Dr. Carrie Moore will go to the Sudan tournament. And also on Saturday, the Association of Texas Small School Bands auditions will be held in Idalou. And at 9 o'clock Saturday morning, the area choir auditions will be held at Abilene Cooper. Robin Miller, who lives out in the Lasbuddy area, wants to thank David Navajar and Joe Rodriguez, who helped her when her pickup stalled at the crossroads here in Muleshoe several weeks ago. She says you all are wonderful sweethearts to her, David Navajar and Joe Rodriguez. Also, she wants to thank David Navajar for being to be Johnny on the spot when Bernie Martz needed a flag, a tire fixed in the wonderful snow that we had just recently. And it was wonderful to some people, and it was a blizzard to others. On Tuesday afternoon, we were so glad to be able to attend the memorial service for Beth Watson, 86, of Muleshoe, and hear her family members express their love and appreciation for her. And among them was Rowena Myers and her grandson, Jim Watson. And of course, we were really, really pleased to be able to see Jim, who formerly lived here in Muleshoe when he was growing up. He is stationed now in Hawaii. And of course, so many other family members like Pat and W.T. Watson. W.T. and Beth were brother-in-law and sister-in-law. and Pat and WT now live in Weatherford. And Bobby Sanders and his wife, the former Naomi Watson, who I went to high school with, they live in Decatur, and Naomi is still as beautiful as always, and Bobby is still as handsome as always, I think. And of course, her son, Jim Watson, it was good to see him. And I just can't say enough about how proud I am of the grandson, Jim Watson. He told a very emotional story about how his grandmother would always stand out and wave when family members would leave her home after a visit. And she not only waved at him one time, but also motioned that he needed to put on his seatbelt. And that saved his life, because it wasn't very far down the road that he flipped his car, and that seatbelt saved his life. A very sweet story. Jim is now married, and he and his wife live in Hawaii, where he is stationed. And we thank him for the service he gives to our country. Not only remember the family of Beth Watson in your prayers, but also the families of Grady Sorley, Bovina, J.O. Parker, and Barbara Milburn of Muleshoe. Remember Anna Copeland of Lubbock, formerly of Muleshoe, in the plaza recuperating from her hip surgery. Reed Markle, and Hannah Simmons, Eliza Dodd, Pat Prater, Judy Griswold, Jerry and Bill Savuto, all remain in our prayers. And we're so glad to report that Mary Moore is doing much better. Remember, please, Mary and Wiltsey Moore in your prayers, and her sisters June Arnold and Helen Smits, and also Claude and Evelyn Riley and Laverne Smire. Mary and Warren Powell and Evelyn Ellington all remain on our prayer list, please. Remember in your prayers also everyone who in our entire West Texas area who has been devastated by the blizzard. It looks like that on every block in Muleshoe that there's trees damaged, there's homes damaged. Starla Ellis told us about damage to their home out west on U.S. Highway 84 at the edge of Muleshoe. And we are so grateful that there is not more damage than what was done to Muleshoe, the area, and our entire South Plains.
Well, it is just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News, brought to you today by the First Bank along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. You can hear our latest Muletrain News program in our rotation on Reach Broadband Channel 6, as well find it free of charge on demand online on our website, muleshoetv.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top center of the page.
I'm Tumbleweed Smith. Sheila trotted the globe for a while. Details in a moment on The Sound of Texas.
And The Sounds of Texas are brought to you here on Reach Broadband Channel 6, as well as muleshoetv.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, with offices in Muleshoe as well as in Morton. They're celebrating 76 years of rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area. Check them out online, bcecoop.com. And the board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle, all hope that you enjoy this Sounds of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
Sheila Neal of Navasota grew up in Dayton, Texas.
My dad was a pipeliner. He was a welder. So in the summertime, we went to wherever his job was. So I really got to be able to be flexible and meet people. And, you know, it's a pretty boring life if you're just going to sit in the house and woe is me, I wish I was back home. But no, you get out there and you take advantage of being in other places and really loving it and see how lucky you are to meet all these different people.
She had opportunities to do just that. She met her husband, Rob, while they were both working for an oil company. When the company sold, that created a problem.
After 24 years, Rob didn't have a job. Yeah. So what are we going to do now? Well, I did some home sales, and he decided he wanted to do this little business with picture framing things. So he went to Georgia to Larson Jewell, and he learned how to make picture frames.
They had a condo in Galveston and moved there to build picture frames.
And we were there a year. We were making money. We got a call one day from a headhunter, and he said, "How would you like a job in Indonesia?" And we thought a minute and said, "Oh yeah, why not?"
They were in Borneo with a natural gas company for 5 years.
We were right on the water. We had boats at our disposal, speed boats and dive boats, and one big party barge that we call the Good Ship Lollipop. So we could have that anytime we wanted, and we could take all the kids out, because we had a lot of families there that were American and English families, and they had an American school. So we just had fabulous time. Had parties all the time, and most of the women, they had their specialty cook. So I did a lot of the Mexican food, and another lady did a lot of Chinese stuff, and another one, it was just like that.
Later, their work took them to Holland. They were there a year and did lots of traveling.
I could ride my bicycle into town. We lived in The Hague. That's such an easy country to do day trip. We didn't have a car. We went everywhere on the bus or on the train.
Sheila Neal of Navasota. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.
Time now for the market report, brought to you today by Stephen DeMint, financial advisor, with Edward Jones, located right here in Muleshoe in his office, 104 West 2nd Street. Call 806-272-4102. Speak with Stephen or branch office administrator Dana Rimpey. The market report was recorded this Wednesday, January the 6th, 2016 at 11:15 a.m.
This is Dana Rimpey of Edward Jones, member of the New York Stock Exchange Incorporated, bringing you the daily financial market report. U.S. stocks are sharply lower this morning as markets around the globe continue to react to weakness in China markets. China's central bank set the yuan's reference rate at an unexpectedly weak level. In domestic economic news, data this morning showed continued strength in non-manufacturing industries, while factory orders declined in November. U.S. bond prices are mostly higher to begin the day. So far this morning in the S&P 500, the best performing sector is consumer staples, while the worst performing sector is energy. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 214 to 16,944. The S&P 500 index is down 21 to 1,995, and the Nasdaq Composite Index is down 40 to 4,850. This morning, volume on the New York Stock Exchange is moderate with 341 million shares traded. Decliners are outnumbering advancers by roughly a 4-to-1 margin. In commodity markets, the spot price of gold is up $11 to $1,088. The spot price of silver is steady at $13.98, and crude oil prices are down $1 to $34.39. In bond markets, the 30-year Treasury yield is currently 2.94%, and the 10-year Treasury yield is 2.19%. In stocks of local interest, Apple is down $1.50 to $101.21. ConocoPhillips is down $1.63 to $45.77. AT&T is down 8 cents to $34.08. Pfizer is down 39 cents to $31.79. Xcel Energy is up 32 cents to $36.38. Walmart is up 79 cents to $63.71. Procter & Gamble is down 65 cents to $77.98. And Amazon is up $1.20 to $634.92. This is Dana Rimpey of Edward Jones, member SIPC, serving individual investors with personalized attention and long-term financial advice at 104 West 2nd Street in Muleshoe. Daily commentary is also located on our website at edwardjones.com.